Hello everyone, my name is Shawn Zentko, and this is my final performance-based project for Models of Teaching. For my performance-based project, I am going to teach kids who are new to the game of football all about the offensive line. The main idea of this lesson is to help players understand one of the most important positions on the field. I also want to help players build up confidence to become more involved and help others. Skills that are learned on the football field aren't only for football, they help players both on and off the field. I'm going to teach this lesson using Hunter's I-tip model. The I-tip model, or also known as Madeline Hunter's instructional theory into practice model, focuses on three categories. These categories are content learner, behaviors, and teacher behaviors. The model is also broken up into 7 elements. These elements in order are introduction, state objectives, teach objectives, illustrate or model concept learn, check for understanding, provide players with guided practice and feedback, and provide players with independent practice on the concept or skill. Some of the strategies used during this lesson are note-taking, non-linguistic representations or graphic organizers, comparing and contrasting, group work, and summarization. I will now take you through the 7 elements or steps, so grab your paper and pencil and take some notes to learn how to coach that offensive line. Step 1. Introduction. On the first day of practice, I, the coach, will ask the players how many of them are new to the game of football. By show of hands, that will let me know how much of an introduction I will need to give. I will give the players a history lesson on the game from basic facts, like when it started and where, and how many players are out there today playing this amazing game of football. I will also teach them the importance of a team and what it means to be on a team, since football is a team sport. It's important that they learn how to work as a team in order to play as a team. This rule applies especially to the offensive linemen, since they are a team or unit within a big team. Step 2. Stating the objectives. The objective of this lesson is to coach players on how to become offensive linemen. The coaches will be responsible for coaching the players on all 5 of the offensive line positions in everything from stances to terminology to hand placement to finishing drives to scoring touchdowns, along with the attitude and determination it takes to become an offensive lineman. Once everything is all said and done, the ultimate goal is to see these players to be able to line up against an opponent and take what they have been coached and test it while being on the field by themselves. Step 3. Teaching the objective. Players will be able to observe and listen to the coaches while demonstrations and terminology are displayed on an overhead projector. Players at this time will take notes on the different terms and positions there are on the offensive line. Each player will be responsible for understanding the responsibilities and duties of all 5 of the positions on the offensive line, from left tackle to left guard, center to right guard to right tackle. It is always better to know all 5 than it is just one. Once they learn the terms and responsibilities, coaches will then teach the players plays to start to put it all together. Step 4. Illustrate or model the concept learned. After the players learn the positions and terminology of the offensive line, coaches will run through demonstrations of each position so that the players can see firsthand what each player is supposed to do. Once they learn the basics from stances to initial first step, coaches will run through plays one by one. Another way players can be coached is by using guided practice. There are 4 steps to the guided practice method. They are step by step, such as showing players everything from the stance to their initial first step to the very end of the play. Step 2 is give feedback. Let the players know how they are doing and what they can do to better themselves and the team. 3 is samples. Let the players learn from other players and see what they have learned. And finally, monitor. Watch everything that goes on during practice and see how the players are doing taking this all in. See if you can speed up or if you need to slow down. Step 5. Check for understanding. Coaches will check for understanding by putting the players in live game situations during practices to see if they understand and know the plays without the coaches showing or telling them what to do. This is a good tool for both the players and the coaches because it allows them to see what they are doing right and wrong, or what they can always improve on. Step 6. Provide players with guided practice and feedback. Coaches will coach the players daily and test them daily as well to make sure that they know the right techniques and the plays. Whether they do or don't, coaches will still show them play after play after play after play because in football, there is no such thing as a perfect play. While the players are going through these plays in practice and even during games, they will be filmed, and we, coaches and players, will go over those films daily before practice to let the players know what they are doing right, wrong, and what they could do better. This is also a good time for players to ask coaches questions on how they can do something better. Film is also a good tool for the coaches because it allows them to see what they need to coach more on to make sure that the same mistakes aren't happening over and over again. Step 7, the last and final step. Provide players with independent practice on the concept or skill. Coaches will help players set daily goals for both practices and games. They will then help them accomplish those goals and set new ones as weeks go on. It's important for players to have something to work towards no matter where they rank on the team. If the player is not a starter, then it's our duty as coaches to help them to become one. If the player is a starter, we need to push them to stay a starter and to become much more. Football is a tough sport, and pushing a player isn't a bad thing. You just need to know where to draw the line. If players succeed on the field, they will also succeed off the field. In closing, in the game of football, there is always something to be told, and someone can always learn something to improve their game. Both coaches and players can always continue to learn and grow, both on and off the field. And that's my lesson on coaching the offensive line using Hunter's I-tip model. I'd like to thank you for your time, and remember, always protect the quarterback.